me why the Uber driver I'm having a conversation with is also making plans to Japa and has even done biometrics, and his own visa is being delayed as well. Guess what he did next? Rather than dropping me off and going back, he decided to wait at British Embassy as well. Hello. Hi. Welcome again to my channel. If you are coming from the previous video, thank you so much for continuing this series with me as I unravel all that I have been up to from 2021 till today. So where did I stop? I stopped at me resigning from work without having any plans or without having any other job coming, irrespective of my visa not being available. I mean, who does that? Well, I guess you have your answer. Cheesy does that. What are you gonna do about it? Okay, I know a lot of people will be like, before you resign from work, have other plans, have another job waiting for you. But for someone who was hoping to leave the country soon, I mean, my visa wasn't even out yet, and I resigned. A lot of people used to resign, let's say, the day before they travel or the day that they're traveling. I've seen a lot of posts like that on Twitter, when some people would, maybe HR would tell them, would give them a task that they're supposed to do the next day, whereas they've put in their resignation letter for that next day that they gave them a task to do, and then they put the resignation letter out to the organization, and that next day is when they're on their way to the UK or to whichever country of choice. But no, Chizzy decided to resign 1 month, or was it even 2 months? 2 months before she traveled. Well, it was actually supposed to be 1 month because, I mean, normally it shouldn't take more than that for me to be done with my process and just leave the country. But yeah, so when I took the leave, exactly the last day of June 31st is my last day at work. And then I was supposed to resume a training in nail artistry. I mean, when you're making plans to relocate to another country, everyone would advise you. It was not really based on people's advice. I think I advised myself, and obviously people still would have opinions as well. And then I was like, you're moving to another country, you need to have skills, you need to have handwork like they call it in Nigeria. You need to have handwork. So you need to get some skills so that when you get there, you could make some money off it on the side while you do your normal work. And I was like, yeah, I need to actually get a skill. And one of the skills I felt I needed to do that would give me market for is nails, like nail fixing, nail artistry, nail everything about nails I could think of. And I was like, okay, let me go for it. So before then, I had already done my findings, done my research for a nail art studio that I could register with in Abuja, and I saw quite a lot. They're quite expensive. And I understand why it's expensive, because materials are not cheap, man. They're not cheap at all. So I finally found one that was doing promo, and I was like, God, is this you? Is this my lucky day? And immediately I registered with the nail studio, and shortly after it was time to resume. And then when I resumed, it started with the foundation, trying to tell you about the different types of nails, different types of shapes, and all of that. The nail class was going quite well. It was going quite well, except for those times when we're asked to do something and I just see myself failing, and I'm like, am I in the wrong place? Is this really for me? Can I ask for my money back? Unfortunately, I can't ask for my money back. I have paid. So I have to do what I have to do to either learn or not learn and just forget about my money. So I had to just brace myself up and decide to learn what I have paid for, what I have spent money for. And now that I began my class, I tried to do more. Sometimes, honestly, my coach, all thanks to him, but I mean, sometimes I felt like it was too harsh on me. And I might want to like cry, like my mood just change because of the kind of comments he made. Not like they were bad comments at all, but I mean, it's all to grow me and make me better and make me like confident and stuff. But regardless, I'm a softie, I'm a babe, so I'm expected to like feel some type of way. But yeah, I got over it eventually. So there was one time he gave us a task to do, or we had done a task at work, and then I went home to practice on my own, because if you're learning something that has to do with your hands and skills, apart from what is done in the classroom setting, so that you don't forget, it's best to go home and continue to practice on your own. So I had to get materials, and nail supplies don't come cheap at all. Well, I went home and did my own practice, and then I brought my practice to work. And then he was like, wow, you did this. He gave me thumbs up. He was impressed. And I was feeling myself, like, for my teacher to actually be impressed with my work. It was like that, boy, go come work, come they do like say you know feed do am, or you know sabi do am, but if you day house go they do am well. He now feels like at work I'm forming not to know, but at home I can do well. Even though it looks like that, but that's not really the case. I think it's because at home I'm alone and I'm with myself, obviously. I'm not with eyes looking around. I'm not with eyes around me. Nobody is coaching. Nobody is looking over what I'm doing to be sure I'm doing the right thing. Just me, and then my patience and my calmness, and then my calm environment, and I just do my thing. Because at the studio, there are customers coming to get their nails done. There was one customer that came. I didn't like her attitude, but it's not her fault. It's because I was not a customer. I don't know why people have this impression that if you're coming to learn something like nails or hair, they just see you as less, like you're maybe apprentice or somebody's boy that they can even send you to get water. Hey God, I've suffered in this life. Okay, I have. I mean, I paid money to learn. No, say I do apprentice work that you will tell me to go and buy you water. I know you added please, but if there was nobody learning at the time, you know, go drink water. I think there was even a time I advised my teacher to get water and keep in his studio for his customers, because people are here to learn. We're not here to help your customers get water. If he sees this video, see, this is me just telling you as it was doing me that time, but it's in the past. I've moved on, obviously. I mean, it's been like over a year now since that happened. But yeah, so we were there to learn. We're not there for anything else. I could as well be your customer. I could pay for your service. I could be a paying customer like other people that come in here and feel like they're higher mighty because they're not the ones learning. So there were some conversations that were going on that I didn't find like okay, but it's in the past. So moving on, I had my trainings. We were taught how to do different designs on the nails and whatnot. And it was going well. I was impressed with myself when I did some designs. And then the time came for us to come with models. That's people that we would do their nails, and then my teacher would look at it. It was not just me training, we were like four training, 3 girls and a guy. The guy actually has some like background. He already has some experience, so he was quite good, maybe better than us all that we're also training. But yeah, excuse me. So we were to call me models. My first model was my younger sister. Shout out to Treasure for being available to give me a hand to file and injure her. Not my intention, but yeah, she volunteered herself. She doesn't have a choice actually, but she did, and I did her nails for her, and it came out nice. Not as nice as I mean, for my first time of actually working on an actual human hand. It came out well, but it can be better, and it got better eventually. My next client was my friends. Like 2 of my other friends came 2 different times, and I was impressed at the level of growth on each nail I did until I was done with my training. So my training was supposed to be for a month, and at the end of the month is when you get to come with your models, and then you work on your models, and then my teacher would give you like an appraisal, not anything serious. There was no paper, no certificate to say, oh yeah, you're certified or you're new tech, but he just said, oh yeah, he just approved, give you thumbs up, yeah, this look good, well done, and none of that, and that was about it. And then when I was done, obviously I left, I finished the training, and then I thought I was already good enough and decided to start a business. So while all of this was going on, I was still waiting for my biometrics. I hadn't done my biometrics yet. My biometrics was supposed to be like in a month from when I started my training. Why are all these things like, I can't really remember how it's been, but I know I did my biometrics at some point. And I think when I did my biometrics, I had finished my training. Yes, I had finished my training when I did my biometrics. So leading up to my biometrics, after I had finished my training, I decided to do like a small business out of my nails that I just finished learning, just so that the memory can remain fresh in my head. So I couldn't have been practicing on people's hands, random people's hands, people in my house hands, because I mean people have things to do, so I just made a job out of it. But I wasn't going to charge like anything much, or like I was going to charge way less than what they would charge at the shops. So I just decided to make a business out of it to see if I could even raise some money before my trip. It was time for biometrics. I went for my biometrics. Place was full again as usual, as expected. There were a lot of people who also wanted to travel like me. So I went to TLS in Abuja for my biometrics, and then after biometrics they'll tell you how long to wait, and that is where the whole, or let's say pressure, not pressure, that was where the whole mental stress came from. So the waits began. Day 1 passed, day 2, day 3, 1 week, 2 weeks, until we started getting to hear some news that people were going to TLS office, people were going to British Embassy to go and like put in a complaint, and some of them had responses, some of them had positive results. I was like, okay, let me just go. You won't believe the shocker. So the day I was set to go to British Embassy, I booked my Uber, and then the Uber saw where I had put as my destination. So apparently the Uber guy lives in my estate, and then conversations arose between myself and the Uber driver, and he got to know where I was going to, and then he now asked me if I was going there because of my visa. Tell me why the Uber driver I'm having a conversation with is also making plans to Japa and has even done biometrics, and his own visa is being delayed as well. Guess what he did next? Rather than dropping me off and going back, he decided to wait at British Embassy as well. Just in case I would also get a positive response, he will also get a positive response as well. So yeah, he didn't continue his trip. When we got there, he just ended it and said he was going to wait as well. And when we got there, we saw other people that were also suffering the same thing. Some people even did their own before me. Some were on priority, some super priority, some were on super priority. And I was just a regular visa applicant. I couldn't be bothered, but I was bothered because it wasn't really up to the number of time that I was supposed to expect it, but I was still bothered. I mean, because I hadn't even gotten anything that says this is being done or this has been done. Just something to make you know that yes, you're getting a step close to receiving your visa is ready. So I didn't get anything. So I was like, let me just make that move, because I mean, people have been going there and I've been getting positive response. That was how I went there. So this video is already long. And I will see you in the next one. If you have come this far, I hope I was entertaining enough, and I hope you've enjoyed listening to me talk to you so far. So thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to thumbs up for me. Don't forget to share, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so when I post the continuation, you will know and you will watch. Thank you. Bye.